The very first part. What is the subject here? Experts, plural. Can you add S or S to the verb? No. So, please make a note the question is related to subject-verb agreement. Subject-verb agreement. Subject, the sentence is in present tense. The subject is in the plural form. We don't have to add S or S to the verb. Shall I move on to the next one? See, in the exam, if you come across a question like this, don't spend time on the remaining part of this sentence. First part, there is an error, you know for sure. Mark the answer and move on to the next question. Every second you save matters a lot. Finally, you add up about 10 or 15 seconds. That saves your time and you can get 1 or 2 more marks. No point in reading the remaining sentence, right or wrong? Now, sentence number 2. In what could be a game changer? Please underline the expression, what could be. In what could be a game changer for women's tennis, there should have been a comma. A software provider announced the launch of a coaching application that is using data for deeper analysis of the player's shots. Now the sentence is in which situation, present or past or future? Past. I don't think so. It is in present. It talks about what? Here could talks about, please underline the helping verb could. A lot of students think can is present, could is past. That is not correct. Each one is a helping verb. As a helping verb, it has specific function or functions. Could has 4 functions. What are the 4 functions? The first one is very important. It is used to make a request in a formal situation which is very polite. You don't understand what I say. What is not acceptable? What are you supposed to say? Could you please repeat, sir? Same thing goes with the interview. The member asks a question you don't understand. You say what, or you repeat half of the sentence, not acceptable. You have to say, could you please repeat, sir? What does it mean? You're requesting in a very polite manner. First use. Second use of could, it is used to express past ability. Present ability we use can, past ability we use could. I could run very fast when I was young. That means what? Now I cannot run. It talks about past ability. What is the third use of could? It is used to express an idea of condition. You could sit there if you like. So what is the idea of condition here? Are you guys listening? Now what is the idea of condition? Too early to ask the question. You could sit there if you like. What is the idea of condition? If you like, you could see that movie if you like the hero. What is the idea of condition? If you like the hero. The last use, it goes with this context. Excuse me. Generally, in English, in our country, when it comes to possibility, people use the helping verb may. She may come, it may rain. And there are 4 helping verbs to express a possibility. May, might, could, should. May is used to express when chances are more. Might, could, should. Used to express when the chances are less. In what could be a game changer, it doesn't talk about the past. It talks about a present situation. The helping verb could here means chances, but more or less. Chances are less. Could talks about what? A possibility. Nothing to do with the past. In what could be a game changer for women's tennis, a software provider announced the launch of a coaching application. Now this coaching application, what does it do? When I ask the question, what does it do? Which tense is that? You talk about the features of a particular gadget. Which tense do you use? Present tense. But here it is in which tense? No, I want you to respond. So not a good way to start. Already you have got 2 problems. One, there is a power cut. It is running on the generator and technical snag. Now you don't respond at the beginning of the session. Imagine how it is going to be after half an hour, after 45 minutes. Now which tense is this? Is using present continuous. Is it right or wrong? Mark it wrong. So what is the correct expression? It should be in present tense. That uses data for deeper analysis of the player's shots. Please write application that uses. Have you corrected? And write what is the question about, related to what? Related to present tense. Please write present tense. Some of these are pretty easy. You don't have to read the second time, and you don't have to read the entire sentence. Both of men and women. Is it both of men and women or both men and women? So, what is wrong with the first part? Of is not required. A redundancy. So, what is the correct sentence? Both men and women like their partners to be non-interfering. Obviously, the problem always comes when someone interferes. Write one expression, write one sentence rather. Don't poke your nose. It goes with everyday English. Don't poke your nose. Don't poke your nose means what? Don't interfere. Write the meaning of that. Don't interfere. So nobody wants to be someone else to interfere in his or her affairs, obviously. So again, this question you don't have to read the entire sentence. Just first part there's an error, move on to the next one. And make a note the question is related to what? Redundancy. Unnecessary use of the preposition of. Come Diwali and pet owners in the city, especially them with dogs, are a worried lot considering the increased noise levels caused by crackers. This you got to read very carefully. First reading you may not get the error, but where is the error? Very good. Second part is right. Especially here he's talking about the pet owners, and then he wants to be very specific. Pet owners is a general statement, and pet owners he wants to be very specific. Then he uses the word especially. Then pet owners, the noun, you have to substitute, you have to use a pronoun. Will you say them is which pronoun is it? Subject, object, possessive. Object pronoun. You cannot use the object pronoun, and you have to use those. Those is what? Demonstrative pronoun. Please write, them is not correct. Those with dogs. Pet owners, especially those with dogs. Underline the word those and write demonstrative what? Pronoun. Demonstrative pronoun. This is like a special duty for me, on and off checking you guys. Alert, not alert. One thing is teaching, the other one checking, alert, not alert. And we can use this word. How many demonstrative pronouns are there in English? I will give the choice. 2, 4, 6, 8. 4. What are those 4? This, these, that, those. And we can use these as demonstrative adjectives as well. So please write 2 sentences. The first one, this is a very good batch. Just to make you happy. This is a very good batch. This is a very good batch. Have you written? Now underline the word this. The second sentence, this batch is really good. That is also to make you happy. This batch is really good. No, I mean it, don't worry. This batch is really good. Now, in the first sentence, what is the word this? Which part of speech is it? Please write demonstrative pronoun. Demonstrative pronoun. In the second sentence, this batch. Batch is a noun. What is the word this? Demonstrative adjective. Please write. The same word we can use as a different part of speech. Shall I move on to the next one? Question number 5. With a high penetration, this is also a bit difficult, you got to read very carefully. With a high penetration of phones, please underline penetration. Which part of speech is it? Please write noun. With the high penetration of phones in India and improving in internet connectivity, e-commerce firms are expected to reach millions of new users in the coming years. Now my first question, where is the error? The second part, please make a note. And what is the error here? The question is related to parallel expression. Penetration, noun form, but improving, it could be a verb, it could be an adjective. And sometimes it could be a noun, gerund form. But here we have to use, I will give the choice, is it improving or improvement? So improving is not correct. Please write, what is the correct form? Improvement in what? In internet connectivity. Penetration, one noun form. Improvement, another noun form. And make a note, the question is related to parallel expression or parallel structure. I have to check the paper. Shall I move on to the next set of questions? What do they deal with? So phrases are given in bold, and you have to decide right or wrong. Wrong, you have to choose a correct option. First, I'll read out the sentence. Most effective leaders have a high degree of what has come to be known as emotional intelligence. Most effective leaders have a high degree of what has come to be known as, please underline the expression, to be known as, what has come to be known as emotional intelligence. Today, if you go to the workplace, especially in the private sector, I've said many a time, they look for employees with EQ. Please write the letters EQ. And what do the letters stand for? Emotional quotient. In the past, they would look for IQ. Now they look for emotional quotient. Emotional quotient means what? Please write empathy. Write the word empathy. Empathy means what? You think of others, you think of others' position, and you try to be compassionate and sensitive and sensible towards others' emotions, situation, or feelings. EQ talks more about emotional intelligence. EQ is nothing but emotional intelligence. But the specific word here, empathy. Also write soft skills. Please write soft skills. Soft skills. Today we talk about soft skills. What comes under soft skills? Time management. I repeat. What is the first one? Time management. Then stress management, leadership qualities, interpersonal communication, problem solving ability, and out of the box thinking, creativity. All these things come under soft skills. Communication skills, very important. So today if you go to the private sector, they want the employees to be good at EQ. They want the employees to have soft skills. Shall I read out the options? Now, do you think the given expression, a high degree, is it right or wrong? Seems right, hold that one. Highly degree of, not correct. Degrees of, not correct. Highest degree for, not correct. High degrees, you cannot use a plural form. They have what? Ask a question. Most effective leaders have, take a pause, ask the question, have what? A high degree of what has come to be known as emotional intelligence. So, as such, it is right. Which option you have to choose? No correction required. Many organizations, what is in bold here? To detecting. Many organizations admit that they don't have adequate safeguards to detecting cyber attacks involving insiders. Please underline the expression cyber attacks. You all know the word cyber, I don't have to tell you. This generation, we don't have to tell you people. But write one word, please write the word cyborg. Cyborg is a future thing. All right, what is the meaning of that? Half human, half machine. Half human, half machine, cyborg. There's one professor at Reading University in the UK. He is considered the first cyborg. And one more person in the US, a chip has been implanted in his head, and there's an antenna also through the skull. He is considered the first, I don't remember his name, he is considered the first cyborg. Means what? Some chips are implanted and gadgets are implanted in the body. It is like half human being, half machine. This professor of Reading University at the UK, when he goes to his computer lab, he doesn't have to use his hands or he has to do something manually. He doesn't have to do manually. The chip implanted in his body and connected to the gadgets in his lab, whatever he thinks, they read the thoughts and they act accordingly. It is like controlling the gadgets with the thoughts and using the chip and making things happen. He is considered the first cyborg in the literal sense. So that is future. 20 years down the line, you'll see more cyborgs Be prepared for that. Now, where is the error? Do you think this is right? To detecting? Not right. Easy one. So, of detect? No. For detection? To detect. They don't have adequate safeguards to do what? To detect cyber attacks involving insiders. This is an easy one. You all know that. Question number 8. For years, what is in bold? I forgot. There was no time yesterday. Found this difficult. Am I right? I will read out the sentence. For years, we have been curious. Underline the word curious. Generally, it goes with children. Children are curious all the time. And better word, please write the word inquisitive. Inquisitive also means the same, curious. Children are curious, children are inquisitive. For years, we have been curious to understand why so many hardworking managers in well-run companies found this difficult to innovate successfully. Found this difficult, does it sound right? Now, here you have to use present tense. The clause goes with a fact. Find it difficult, does it sound right? Hold that one. Find this difficult. Hold that also. Found is not correct, found is not correct. You have to decide between, this is also not correct. Find it difficult, find this difficult. It's a standard expression. For years, we have been curious to understand why so many hardworking managers in well-run companies find it difficult to innovate. So what is the standard expression? Find it difficult. So what is the answer here? The first option is the answer. Question number 9. Most ambitious professionals. Underline the word ambitious. What is the noun form of this? Ambition. You're all ambitious, ambitious youngsters. Most ambitious professionals who suffer career setbacks going through a period. I think they've given this in bold. Going through a period of shock, denial, and self-doubt. Now, this sentence talks about what? A present situation or past or future. Present, it talks about a fact. Can you use a ing form, present participle? No. So mark it wrong. Gone through, can you use a past participle? Go throughout, can you use throughout? No. Here it means what? Experience. Go through means what? Experience. And what is the third option? Go through, hold that one. For is not correct. So what is the correct option? Who suffer career setbacks go through a period of shock, denial, and self-doubt. Write the meaning of the word or the expression go through. In this context, what does it mean? Experience. Experience a period of shock. Self-doubt, that is very dangerous. When it comes to self-doubt, please write one expression. When do you say confident? Confident means what? You have immense confidence in yourself. That means what? You don't doubt yourself in the wildest dreams also. And when people have doubts, self-doubt, and they're not confident, what is the opposite of confident? Don't look at me like that. Try to answer. What is the opposite of confident? I've given many a time. Please write the word diffident. Confident, what is opposite? Diffident. Now, diffident means what? Not confident. This confidence sometimes, not confident, one level, natural. But sometimes they lose all the confidence. And we use one idiomatic expression. Please write that. Confidence hits rock bottom. Confidence hits or reaches what? Rock bottom. Means, write the meaning of that. The lowest level. Reach rock bottom or hit rock bottom. Lowest level. That means they lose all the hope. That is the time when they commit suicide. When a person's confidence hits rock bottom, reaches rock bottom, they lose all the hope. In that split second they commit, which is not a good thing. Now, shall I move on to the next one? Question number 10. The best leaders. What is the subject here? Leaders. What is in bold? Tends to be. You can say confidently, is it right or wrong? Wrong. Because leaders, plural, tends is not correct. So first option not correct, becomes not correct, tend to be, hold that one, tend to. Now the best leaders tend to be outsiders, tend to outsiders. Which one is better? Which option is that? Third option, tend to be outsiders. Is that the last one related to that set? First 5, who has got all the 5 correct? That's very good. This set, who has got all the 5 correct? So both, all 10 correct, raise your hands. Very good. Please give them a big hand. That's wonderful. It shows that you're ready for the exam. It doesn't mean that others are not ready. Today, at this juncture, they are ready. Take it that way. Very simple. Now this passage, I would like to ask the question, how many of you have read the passage? How do you find the passage? Complicated, confusing, interesting, useful, futuristic. Write the word futuristic. I've used one word. Please write the word futuristic. Futuristic means something that belongs to the future. First you write the meaning, something that belongs to the future. And write one more meaning. Futuristic means ultra-modern. Ultra-modern. You know the word modern, ultra-modern, futuristic. Some buildings you see the architecture completely different. Then we say futuristic building. Means what? The design belongs to the future. And this passage, futuristic, what does it mean? It talks about the future, what is inevitable. The passage is all about 2 aspects related to the lifestyle, modern lifestyle. One, the writer talks about the technology, impact of technology, and dependence on technology. Then he talks about the medication or the drugs, taking drugs for certain things, and required, not required, prescribed, not prescribed. Then he talks about the positive side, the negative side, but to a great extent the passage is on the negative. The tone of the passage is negative. Too much of use. There is one zoologist by name Lamarck. He has given a theory, it is known as Lamarckism. Long back he talked about use and disuse. His theory in a nutshell, when you use your body parts, they remain there. They are functional. When you don't use your body parts, they become vestigial organs. Vestigial means what? Degenerate. Today, if you take a human body, there is one part called appendix. It has no function. It is a vestigial organ, degenerated. The tail also, we use the word coccyx. In the past, man has descended from the anthropoid apes. So tail, it had function. Today, no function for the tail. So slowly degenerated. Inside the body, there is a small part that is a vestigial tail. It is known as coccyx. And he also said, based on that theory, you use your brain, you're very sharp. You don't use your brain, you use a technology instead. Your brain becomes what? You become what? Very dull. Today, any Westerner talks to a typical Indian student, the first thing he or she says, you're very sharp, you're very sharp, you're very sharp. They say quite often. What is the reason? We don't depend a lot on the technology, we depend on our brain. Indians generally sharp, and today slowly the new generation, they have been changing. But you take a typical, especially a South Indian, ask some calculation, they do it very fast. And today our Sudhi sir is known to be faster than what? So, very sharp. You cannot do it if you are not sharp. If foreigners come and listen to his lecture, they'll be amazed. What is the right word? Amazed. They cannot calculate so fast. They are not good at numbers. What is the reason? Not that they are inferior intellectually. No need for them. They have been born and brought up with technology. So they depend on technology for everything. When you depend on technology for everything, what happens? Slowly you lose your sharpness. And today our kids also, how many numbers do you remember? Phone numbers, tell me. I'll give the choice, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 10 maximum, am I right? No. Not more than that you cannot. But in the past, how would people, please pass it on if you don't mind. So how many numbers people would remember? More than 20, 30, 40 perhaps. And calculation, no calculators, no digital diaries, only the brain. So this passage is all about what happens if you use technology beyond a limit, one dimension. What happens today? So many drugs are there. If you go to the US today, for everything they take medicine. Headache generally we take, but low moods there is a medicine. And high spirits, there is a tablet. For everything there is a tablet, there is medication. The writer says that is not a good thing. In the long run, it will have a devastating effect or a negative, it will make a negative impact. A very useful passage, and it is like making people realize the negative side of technology. Shall we see the questions? Fine. Sometimes we get passages which make you think, which make you contemplate. In which direction are we going? And I feel those passages are very useful, especially youngsters. You have to contemplate and you have to go in the right direction. Then you'll be a role model to others and the next generation will get benefited. Very simple. Now, shall I read out question number 1 from the passage or question number 11? Which of the following is most nearly the same in meaning as the word given in bold as used in the passage? What is the word here? Beyond. Thank you. Bad way to start. We have to wait for a minute. So beyond, I think the key says which option. But we'll go to the context. What is the context here? Where is it? Go to page 2. The brain, in other words, is malleable not just in early childhood, but right up to early adulthood, and in certain instances beyond. He talks about childhood, adulthood, and beyond. Now, is it away? Right? Wrong. Wild? Wrong. Inside? No, I am smiling. Now, students are damn scared to yawn in front of me. That is one thing I can make out. They try to control, sometimes they cannot control, then they're damn scared. So I'm really sorry about that. Natural things, let them happen, don't control. But try to, if you're attentive, it doesn't happen. Sometimes it is inevitable. Now what is the fourth option here? Further. Within is not correct. So what is the answer? The key says something not correct. Beyond means further, beyond that. Which of the following can be the most suitable title for the passage? See, this passage, some of the questions you don't have to read the passage. Pure common sense you can answer. Technology-led revolution, is it right? No. The tech savvy, is it savvy or what is the spelling they've given in the... no, it is not. Please write this word. This is a very good expression, tech savvy. Tech savvy means what? Very good at using technology, fond of technology, good at using technology, uses technology with a lot of ease. Some people are scared to use technology. Some people, they use with a lot of ease. Ease means what? Comfort. Then we use, and they're very fond of technology. Then we use the expression tech savvy. The tech savvy generation, reshaping the human brain. The passage talks about the impact of technology and drugs on what? Human brain and the implications related to that. Far-reaching consequences. Hold the third option. Modern technology, not correct. Technology advancements across the world, no. So what is the answer here? Reshaping the human brain. Question number 13. According to the passage, which of the following is not true? Underline. About teenagers, youngsters, excessive exposure to technology. About excessive exposure to technology. Their ability to think out of the box is diminishing. That's true. There's a very good expression, out of the box thinking. The one who has created this concept, please write his name. His name is Edward de Bono. He is the one he talked about out of the box thinking, name of the person. And he has written a book also. You have to, once you get selected, try to read that. That will help you at the workplace. Out of the box thinking, very useful. That means nothing. It means being creative, thinking differently. And if you take the Indian context, one person by name Shiv Khera, he is a very popular management guru, and he has written a book, How to Win. In that, the tagline, winners don't do different things, they do things differently. Have you heard of that? So this is the right age to read books like those, but not at this stage. Once you get selected, try to read, and that knowledge will help you at the workplace. Think out of the box is diminishing. That's true. They suffer from attention disorders. This is also true. It is true. Attention disorders. Today there is one particular problem. Please write hyperactive. Write the expression hyperactive. A lot of kids, parents complain, the kids have this problem, hyperactive. Hyperactive is nothing but attention disorder. Too active, they cannot stick to one thing. They don't stick to one particular activity. They have poor interpersonal skills. Obviously, they don't open the mouth all the time this only. Then what will happen? Can you expect communication skills? Not possible. They live in an alternate reality, that is also right. Have difficulty accepting information that is not posted on the web. Perhaps. Anything on web, they are ready to accept and discuss. All the given options are true according to the passage. So what is the answer here? All options, they reflect what is going on right now, the young generation, the present generation. Very unfortunate. According to the author, which of the following is not a good development in terms of technology? Usage of medication that pushes a human being to become perfect in every sense of the word. This is not a good thing. Usage of medication that pushes a human being to become perfect in every sense of the word. The passage is all about that. Prescribed medicine is good, but you take medicine to excel in every sphere, then it is not good. You are going against nature. So hold this one. Moderate use of prescribed mood-altering drugs. Moderate use, and what is the clue for you here? Prescribed. Prescribed means what? From a doctor, by a doctor. So this is right. Development of technology that enables a paralyzed person to move a robotic arm just by thinking about it. Controlling with thoughts. That's also right. According to the author, which of the following is not a good development? B is a good development. C is a good development. What is not good? A is not good. So which option says that? Only A. The third option is the answer. You don't have to read the passage for that, common sense. Which of the following is most nearly the same in meaning as the word given in bold as used in the passage? What is it? Marked. Please write one expression, marked difference, marked improvement, marked change. These are typical expressions or combinations rather. There is a marked change in her behavior, or there is a marked change in his behavior. Means what do you understand? Clear, evident, obvious, okay? Distinct also. Now he wants the same. Repercussions, that's a very good word. Please write the meaning of that. Repercussions means what? Negative consequences. Please write negative consequences. Consequences, but generally negative. Striking, hold that one. Patterned, not relevant here. Spotted, not relevant. Etched, not relevant. So marked means what? Striking, distinct, obvious, evident. So what is the answer based on that? Striking is the answer. He wants the same meaning, not opposite meaning. Shall I move on to the next one? Which of the following is true according to the passage? The speed of technological progress poses a risk to the human brain. Does it talk about the speed anywhere? I don't think so, but we'll hold that one. Excessive drug and technology usage may numb. Please underline the word numb. B is silent. Numb means senseless. You don't feel the sensation. Usually it happens peak winter. Not a place like this. You go to a hill station, then morning you put your fingers in a mug of water. Do you feel the sensation? Then what do you say? My fingers have become numb. B is silent. So numb us from having real world experience. That is true. Hold that one. Due to excessive technological exposure, the human brain may alter in undesirable ways. This is also right. So what is the answer here? A is not correct. B and C are right. Which option says that? Third option is the answer. Which of the following does the author feel according to the passage? The race for perfection through drug enhancements may lead to friction between the haves and the have-nots. Please underline the expression. This has been in the limelight for so many years. When we talk about development, we talk about third world countries, we use this expression. Today, if you take the third world countries, the gap between the haves and have-nots, it has been increasing. Though they talk about a lot of policies, a lot of ideals, the gap has been increasing. That means what? The richer are becoming richer, the poorer are becoming poorer. And the gap has been increasing. Gap between the haves and have-nots means what? The rich and the poor. Shall I continue? Okay, thank you. Humans are losing their uniqueness due to drug and technology usage. This is also right. Most technology advancements are a threat to the human race. This is a general statement, but from the passage, it looks like it's a threat. Now, do you think the first one is right? It doesn't lead to friction. It results in the gap. There's no friction as such. Today, if you take a slum dweller, he has his own lifestyle, and a rich person in Jubilee Hills or Banjara Hills, he has his own lifestyle. There's no friction between. This fellow doesn't go there, that fellow doesn't come. So the first option is not correct because of one particular word. Which one is that? Friction. Underline the word friction. Humans are losing their uniqueness. That is right. Most technology advancements are most. Then you can accept. So what is the answer? B and C. Which option says that? Second option is the answer. Imagine there is a friction between the haves and have-nots. Society wouldn't have been like this. Wouldn't have been like this. It would have resulted in chaos. Chaos means what? Total confusion. Now, opposite in meaning, what is the word here? Dramatically. I think you got this word the other day. Dramatically means what? I think you got the word drastically. Drastic means what? Severe or extreme. Dramatically means unexpected way. And something like dramatic improvement, dramatic change, unexpected and phenomenal. Now he wants opposite. What is the first one? Easily. Is it related? No. Persuasively? No. Lovingly? No. Seriously? No. What is the fifth option here? Moderately. Dramatic increase means phenomenal increase. And what is opposite? In a way, moderate, moderately. Is it 18 or 19? 18. 19. Opposite in meaning, what is the word? Detach. Again, the problem with the key. First, detach means what? To separate, to get separated. What is opposite? Attach, opposite, detach. Typical, attach, detach. Associating, seems right, hold that one. Combining, it doesn't talk about combining two things. Uniting, it doesn't talk about uniting. Touching, passing, no. I think the key says some option, but the answer is, beyond any doubt, the first option. You detach yourself from the materialistic lifestyle. Opposite, you associate yourself with the materialistic lifestyle. So detach, associate. The last question related to the passage. According to the passage, which of the following is the author's biggest fear? The human brain will explode. That will never happen. What is the reason? Generally, when does something explode? When it reaches the peak and it cannot take it anymore, it explodes. Today, you'll be surprised to know, if you take human brain, I'm just using the letters, human brain, imagine the capacity is 100%. What is the capacity of human brain? Imagine 100%. A below average person uses 4 to 6%. Average person uses 6 to 8%. A genius uses between 8 and 10%. The highest so far, Albert Einstein, he could use 9.4%, highest ever so far in the history of the mankind. Because he could use 9.5%, Today also people consider Einstein a genius. His brain has been preserved and doctors have been doing research to find out how he could be so intelligent. That means what? 90% we don't use our brains. Very simple. Then where does the question of exploding, does it come into picture? No way. That never happens. So first option is ruled out. Not in the wildest of dreams also. And the other side, if we can use 10% and create such a wonderful, beautiful world, imagine we can use 50% or double this, 20%, the results will be mind-blowing, unimaginable. Now what is the second option? Machines will take over humans. This fear has been there for quite some time because today it is all machine world. The incipient form, please write the word incipient. Incipient form. The machine world we are experiencing but incipient form. Incipient means initial, not distinct. Write two words, initial or not formative stage, initial stage, not distinct. 20 years down the line, it is going to be machine world. And last week also I said, a lot of Americans are worried today. Why are they worried? Another 5 or 10 years, 25% Americans are going to lose their jobs. Courtesy, artificial intelligence, machine learning, automation. Sooner or later, it will come to our country. Be prepared for that. Very simple. But all these are apprehensions. Shall I tell you something? When they invented diesel engine, same apprehensions. When they invented computers, same apprehensions. When they invented rocket, same apprehensions. When they invented nuclear bomb, same apprehensions. Nothing is going to happen. People will change, lifestyle will change, life will continue. Nothing is going to stop the life. The show will go on. The show must go on. But the form changes. In the past, people used the bullock carts. When they invented the car, they said it is going to change everything. But still you come across bullock carts, horse carts. But the number has diminished. And those people, they must have taken some other profession. Have they become extinct? No, no way. It never happens. Now what is the third option? Illegal drugs will be replaced by prescribed drugs. No, not correct. The younger generation. Here the question you have to read. The biggest fear, please underline the biggest fear. The younger generation will lose respect for elders, not relevant here, other than those given as options. He talks about the impact of machines on human brain. Slowly what happens, as I said, Lamarck's theory, you depend more on technology, more on machines, you stop using your brain, then obviously machines will take over humans. Not literally, don't take literally. So that is the biggest fear. Other options are not correct. The answer is the second option. Machines will take over humans. But don't take literally. You have to look at the context and the spirit behind that. Then it is the answer. So shall I move on to the next set of questions? What do they deal with? Closed test. And how many questions? 10 questions. Every manager, the context is related to workplace, employees, resistance towards change, why they don't want to change, and what are the reasons behind all that. Every manager is with the employee who just won't change. What are the options here? Every manager is familiar with, seems right, hold that one. Every manager is known with, is it correct? Aware of, not with. Similar with, not correct. Similar to. Attached to, not with. So what is the answer here? Familiar with the employee. Because they deal with employees. Every manager is familiar with the employee who just won't change. Sometimes it is to see why the employee, it is what? Graceful, does it go with this workplace context? No, mark it wrong. Easy to see, seems right, hold that one. Hidden to see, not correct. Safe, not correct. Effortless to see, but better word between easy and effortless. Easy to make out, easy to see. So what is the answer here? Second option. Sometimes it is easy to see why the employee afraid a shift, scared, fears a shift, terrors dread. Now here you have to use a verb, present tense. The subject is what? Employee, third person singular. How many options are there with the letter S added to the verb? 2 options. One is fears, the other is terrors. Does this word go with this context? No. So what is the answer based on that? Fears what? A shift in power. The problem with some of these passages, they don't use the right punctuation. Please use a comma. Sometimes it is easy to see why the employee fears a shift in power, comma, the need to learn new skills, comma, the stress of having to join a new team, full stop. In other cases, such resistance is far more what? Swirled. Swirl means what? To go round and round. Fixed, involved, puzzling, lost. Previous sentence it talks about simple. What is the opposite of simple? Complicated. Something that is complicated, is it like a puzzle or it is not like a puzzle? Puzzle. So what is the answer here based on that? The 4th option. In other cases, such resistance is far more puzzling. An employee has the skills and smarts to make a change with ease, has shown a sense. What is the word here? Sense. You have to choose the word that goes with the word sense. Hope you guys are listening. What are the options here? Faint sense, not correct. Not sense, not at all correct. Narrow sense, no. Deep sense. So what is the right word here? That goes with word combination. Heavy sense is also not correct. Deep sense of commitment. That's a very good expression. What is the other word for deep? But please write this is a better word. Profound. Profound means what? Deep. Profound knowledge means what? Deep knowledge. So deep sense of commitment to the company, genuinely supports a change, and yet inexplicably. Explicable means what? Something that can be explained. Inexplicable means what? Cannot be explained. Does what? What is the blank number? Nowhere, whatever, scratch, squander, nothing. Does nothing. Does nothing. 5th option. Shall I move on? What is going on? I would like to ask the question, what is going on now? Are you guys listening? Oh, okay. How many of you have read this? Raise your hands. And so far, how many have you done? 26 means 6 blanks. Who has got all the 6 blanks right? 5 or 6 so far? 6. Oh, that's pretty good. I will continue now. What is going on? Research has recently led us to a surprising yet deceptively, underline the word deceptive. What is the meaning of the word deceptive? Not easy to make out, deceive, something that cheats you or deceives you. Deceptive appearance. There is a popular saying. The problem with English and proverbs, we have contradictory proverbs. One proverb goes like this: appearances are deceptive. Appearances are deceptive. What does it mean? Looking at the person, you should not decide his character or his behavior. Why? Appearances are deceptive. Contrary, face is the index of the mind. What is the other one? Face is the index of the mind. Both are contradictory. Both are very popular. Now we'll move on. 27, deceptively what? Violent, smooth, light, constant, simple. What is the next word? Deceptively simple conclusion. That seems right. So what is the answer? 5th option, simple, deceptively simple. They are not simple, deceptively simple. That's a good expression. A resistance to change reflects neither opposition, nor is it merely a result of inertia. Instead. Where do you see instead or Instead, despite, in spite, eventually, exception. Let me see, exception or instead. I'll read out the sentence. A resistance to change reflects neither opposition, nor is it merely a result of inertia. We cannot use the 5th option. What is the answer based on that? 1st option. Inertia, instead. 1st option. Even as they hold a sincere commitment to change, many people are what? Sincere, unwillingly, willingly, similarly, candidly. Write the meaning of the word candidly. Candid means what? Frank. Frankly. Write one more expression, to be frank. First you write the expression to be frank. Then you write to be candid. Britishers say to be frank, Americans say to be candid. Both mean the same. So what is the answer here? Many people are willingly applying productive energy towards a hidden competing commitment. Answer is willingly. The resulting dynamic equilibrium, this is very good. Please put a star mark, blank number 30. Stalls the effort in what looks like a resistance, but is in fact a kind of personal immunity to change. Stall, write the meaning. Here stall means, generally which part of speech is stall? Noun. But here what is it? Verb. Means what? Stop. Write the meaning, stop. Stall means what? Stop. And write the combination, stall, progress or development. Stall, progress, stall, development. Means what? Stop progress or stop development. But what is the answer here? You have to use either effects or stalls. Brings is not correct. Brings the effort in what looks like, that is not correct. Dynamic equilibrium, resulting dynamic equilibrium affects the effort or stalls the effort. Effects, that's why I said it is very important. Already have got the difference between, please write two words, effect, effect. For the first time you have come across, many a time I said the second word, it's a noun usually, and it is a verb as well. It goes with literary context. So here they have used that as a verb. For the first time you have come across. So answer is what? Which option is that? First option. That's it. How do you find the paper? Easy or difficult?